This game was something. I actually genuinely enjoyed this one, guys. Looks like I got a little bit of a delay. I don't know why we got a delay tonight. It happens though. At least my voice is getting through. So this game was a little strange. It happens though. It happens. The craziest part is the sheer amount of points that Trey Murphy put up on us. So I got some takeaways. Some negative, mostly positive though. Like mostly positive. But before we get into any of that, really quick, shout out to today's sponsor, Sleeper. If you guys are interested in Sleeper whatsoever, it is daily fantasy sports. Just go check it out. Use the promo code CLAN and you'll get 100% match up to $100. You just go to the description box and I have the link right there for you to sign up. It's some really good stuff. If you go over to the picks section, obviously that's where you can make the picks, the daily picks that is. And it's just some simple stuff like, oh, will this player have under or over this amount of points? Like it's simple stuff. So you can do a couple of those, 3 of those, put it in, try to make yourself some money. If you don't care about that at all, you can go over to the social media aspect of it. I'm on the NFL one right now. You go to the NBA and you got a bunch of different. Oh goodness, what just happened? Did Ingram just throw some? What did he throw down? Oh, he threw like some water down or something. Good God. Okay. But yeah, bunch of highlights, updates, injury reports, all that good stuff. Look, they even got some Spurs news on there. But anyways, go check it out. All right, guys. So let's see here. So the San Antonio Spurs face the New Orleans Pelicans, and I probably need to go ahead and say this. You know, this is the elephant in the room, right? I saw quite a few people commenting and saying this Pelicans team sucks. Why the heck are the San Antonio Spurs so close in this game? Why is this game so close? Well, if you go to the Pelicans and you go to their last games, they've had a few pretty close ones, right? But they literally are just coming off of a game that was extremely close, as you can see right here, against the... Okay, that's preseason. Yeah, against the Mavericks, right? And it was a very close one. The one before that was very close. There's a few ones that they got blown out in, but that's literally, I think, just the Thunder and just the Nuggets. Celtics too. Celtics too blew them out. But for the most part, they've played really hard, right? And I know that they're missing guys, but as you guys know, even with the Spurs, and sometimes we can miss a plethora of guys and we can still make it a game. But at no point during this, I thought, oh, we're in trouble. I didn't think that at all. It felt like we had it basically the whole game. It was just kind of a back and forth at times, throughout. But Spurs did a really great job, I think, keeping their poise and finishing strong nonetheless. Now, obviously, this is one we're supposed to win, right? Like, they're the 2-6 team going into this. We're the ones with a winning record. We're the ones, near top of the West. So we're supposed to win it. But, every game in the in the NBA can be difficult. Like, nothing's a gimme. These guys are coming out to play. Guys want, a lot of times they want contracts. A lot of times they want recognition. They're young. They're hungry. And yeah, so it just happens. So I'm not mad that the game was close. So any negativity that I have for this game, honestly, it's kind of tough to tell. So I thought sometimes our ball movement was a little stagnant, but honestly, the only negative thing that I had that came out of this game was the fact that I still think we're not creative enough in giving Victor Wembanyama the ball. Like, I think we need to run up more plays to make it a little easier on him. Because right now, it seems like it's a little bit of playground ball. It's not a lot of plays being drawn right now. I mean, well, for this season thus far, it just hasn't been that. And I think in a game versus the Pelicans, yeah, you can get away with that when literally Derek Queen is the one guarding Wemby a multitude of times. He's a terrible defender. He gives up. He doesn't pay attention. That was the reason I didn't want him in the draft when everybody was like, oh, Derek Queen is so good. Offensively, he's good, but he disappears defensively. So, like, yeah, it works against a team like this, but it feels like with the tougher matchups and the one with the Lakers in particular, it just doesn't work, right? You need to make sure that we write some things or draw some things up. But that's that. I think that's the only negative thing I have from this game. I feel like everything else was pretty good. So as far as the positivities go, Vic, he's been more of a he's been a opportunist, if I would have put it that way. He definitely shows up when you need him, right? But he did fine. 18 points, 18 rebounds. It's too early to tell, but I don't think this will be an MVP season for him, right? Like, this is kind of the first year that teams have really been aggressive against him, and putting those double teams on him. And he's a quick learner. He's going to learn. He's going to get better and better. But I don't know if this will end up being a MVP season. Definitely a Defensive Player of the Year season, though, for sure. But he did a really good job. Obviously, defense was great. Every time he's on the court, it makes things very difficult for the Pelicans. I guess we can just go one by one. Let's just do one by one. Harrison Barnes is back. Nothing to worry about there. Nothing to see here. Harrison Barnes is back. De'Aaron Fox, oh my God. He looked so comfortable, guys. You could tell, like, he's been ready to play for a minute and they were just being precautious because he was ready. And I don't just mean offensively. Defensively, he was locked in. And the cool thing about it is, I think Fox, this is just my assessment, I think Fox is really enjoying this new type of defense that the San Antonio Spurs are playing, because he's very quick, right? He's a very quick player, very fast on whether the ball is in his hands or not. And the Spurs defense right now is literally get up on guys, right? Like, try to force them off of the perimeter and stay with them, throughout. Basically tunnel them to Wemby. Like, that's what they've been doing. Be extra aggressive. We could do full court if you want to, full court press if you want to. Get up on your guy. And De'Aaron Fox seems like he's having a lot of fun with that, because with a lot of teams, sometimes you can't do that, right? Like, sometimes you have to make sure that you sag off. Now, you probably should sag off someone just can't shoot threes that well, but sometimes you really do need to just sag off because you don't have, like, immense backdoor help. But because Wembanyama, like, literally, if he's anywhere in the vicinity, it's a wrap. It's an absolute wrap. So it's you could tell that he was having a lot of fun. He was being extra aggressive, maybe even more aggressive than he would have been with the Kings. And it's nice. It was really nice to see. So his defense was basically superb. What I guess this is a negative, but not really. It's just inevitable for the next maybe week, is we didn't see De'Aaron Fox really facilitate much, right? A lot of those sets, they were like, yeah, just get in the corner. And, we'll pass around, you'll get your opportunity or whatnot. But he wasn't someone that was taking the ball down the court and making things happen necessarily. Sometimes he did. A lot of times he didn't, though. But he did make everything easier for his teammates. When he did have the ball in his hands, he was a lot to deal with for the defensive side of things. And what's crazy is he had the most points, basically, kind of significantly, than his teammates. He had almost like 10 more points than a lot of his teammates, and he wasn't even playing as the main facilitator most of it, So the fact that he was able to just easily just put up, I think it was like 15 points in a row or 15 points in the second quarter or something like that, was insane. I was like, he's like doing this with ease. Like, it was nothing. So that was good. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get to Mitch Johnson in a minute. Need to clean up the rotate. Oh, actually, I think I have the opposite opinion here. After the double team is slow, the Pels easily break it. Oh, never mind. You're talking about something else. But anyways, and then Devin Vassell. I said this before. His percentages have been pretty horrid. But like I said, he can be inconsistent. And if it's every few games you get like a crazy great performance from him, that's actually okay. As long as he's being a threat from the outside, that's okay. Because he isn't the second option. He more than likely won't even be the third option by the end of the season. he'll be more than likely the fourth option, right? Probably behind Dylan Harper or Steph Castle, Fox, Wemby. You take your pick, whatever. But overall, his percentages have been really bad. But it was nice to see him get close to 50% overall, and he got 50% from three, and that's what we need right there. That's what we need right there. You can just knock down some of those threes. That's good. But the last few games were pretty horrible. Like overall field goal percentage 33, 35.7, or 22, and then 37. Like he's been pretty rough. But you can be inconsistent if if we have so much depth. It's okay. So I haven't seen one person complain about Devin Vassell, but last season with him being the second option, yeah, people would have complained like crazy. But moving on, Steph Castle, 14 assists in this game. So he went from 13 assists to 14 assists. Most important stat of all for Castle, the turnovers. He only had 2 in this game. He only had 2 turnovers. So that's significant. That's actually a really big deal. So 14 points, 14 assists is really great. I'm starting to be of the no. Well, it's not great because his percentages were horrible, but I'm starting to like. I hate to be like this, but like, should Castle stop shooting threes? Because should he stop shooting threes? His 3-point shooting is horrible. All the positives, he played with a lot of grit, a lot of toughness. He ended up getting 14 assists, which having Fox on the court definitely helped as well. It wasn't any crazy reads or anything like that. It wasn't like the Dylan Harper passes or nothing, but it was good. It was good. He did a great job. But yeah, his shooting though, man, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We knew that wasn't going to be something this season that was going to be like a huge shift, just because we paid attention to what was going on over the off season. But yeah, three-point shooting is pretty rough. But overall, he contributed. The main thing is you're contributing to winning, right? The main guys that need to be absolutely need to be efficient is Fox and Victor. They need to be efficient. And everyone else, you need to just contribute how you what your role is that game to win. That's all we need from you. But moving on, Lindy Waters didn't play much, but you guys know I like Lindy Waters. Keldon, once again, flourishing in his role. He is basically out there, and he is going to be the meanest, nastiest, toughest player he can be. That's his role, and he's embraced it, and he is okay with it. And how he played today is how you win championships, right? That crazy amount of toughness. He didn't make that many mistakes defensively. I didn't see him ball watching or anything like that, like he has been this season. And just overall, he just did a fine job. When he keyed in on, my team needs me to clean up boards, clean up missed shots. That's fine, bro. That's fine. If you can, his main role is outplay the opponent. That's his role. And it's so nice to see Keldon in a role that doesn't require, okay, Keldon, go save us. It is so nice to see. So is he still going to make mistakes? Yeah. Is he still going to be Keldon? I mean, for you guys, you probably like, what do you mean just be Keldon? But there's a lot of mistakes he's made before. Maybe. But overall, dude, he was great. He was great in this game. Contributing to women. That's all I care about. I always tell you guys, I don't even pay attention to the stats until after the fact, and I go live with you guys. But overall, he was awesome. Just watching the game, I was like, yeah, he's contributing to winning like crazy. I mean, he just out-rebounded everybody. Him and Wemby had a crazy gap between them and their teammates. So he was getting all of them. 3 offensive rebounds. I thought it was 5. 3 is still crazy. Yeah, 3 is still crazy. So him and Castle, I thought, were really hustling hard. Sohan too. Those 3 were really great. Julian Champagny, let's look at his stats. I feel like he shot pretty well. Yeah, he shot well. 57% from the. He shot the same as Keldon. And 2 for 4 from 3. Okay, he did good. Nothing to see here. No negative thoughts on Sohan. trying to think if there was anything that I saw from Sohan that I was like, not really. No, not really. I thought Sohan just played well overall. The only negative thing about Sohan is they have to put him at center right now. I still don't like that because, unfortunately, as good as he can play defensively, it doesn't stop the opponent from getting their rebound. Like he can play great, but like we have nobody to rebound, right? And I guess that's what made Keldon helpful, but I don't know. I don't know about that. Another thing too, I said this before, but I'm sure they'll figure it out. I'm not crazy about when Sohan and Keldon's on the court together because their roles are so similar this season. You know, like putting them in the short post. It's just, I don't know. I haven't seen them like get in each other's way or nothing, but it's a little strange offense a little bit when they are on the court together. I'm not crazy about it. That's why I'm an advocate for, which it'll eventually happen, I'm sure, is Sohan start with Barnes and Devin Vassell, and then have Castle run the offense, off the bench, because he was good this game, but he was also good off the bench last season too. Like people forget, like near the end of the season, the runs that he went on before getting his Rookie of the Year. He was actually coming off the bench. He was really good. He was really good off the bench. Let's see. And Carter Bryant was out there for a little bit. Offensively, he was so bad they had to take him out. So unfortunately, as good as he was defensively, offensively they had to take him out. Now, the biggest positive out of this game, and fortunately, the Spurs did have a nice lead at some point, but it was never just a comfortable lead. Mitch Johnson, and I thought his rotations were quite good, like really good. And you can even see it in the numbers here, where this is what you want to see, right? This is what you want to see. Like, everyone's numbers are pretty good. Like, you got the person who had the most amount of minutes played was Castle at 35, and everybody's like around 30, 28. You can see Sohan and Keldon both at 20, Julian 26. Like, that's what you want right there, right? Not putting a crazy load on like your 6 favorite players and, everyone else just goes to the wayside. I still think that you'll be able to utilize Kelly Olynyk, but this is my assumption. I'm assuming the Spurs are expecting Kornet to be back pretty soon. And, maybe Kelly Olynyk doesn't have a place right now, and he'll be at the end of the bench type deal. I thought that we would still have room to play him, but I guess we'll just wait and see. I was a little shocked that he didn't get playing time at all. So right now, as far as a starting lineup that I think just makes the most sense, would be De'Aaron Fox's defense is this good, and that's why. Because if De'Aaron Fox's defense, I always knew he was a good defender, but if his defense is like top tier, or he can be as aggressive as he wants with our new defensive scheme, I'm totally comfortable with Castle not even being in the starting lineup right now. Like, I think that's totally fine, and we'll be okay. Because you can have Fox, you can have Vassell, you can have Heverson Barnes. There's your shooters right there. Castle can't shoot, and that's okay. That's okay, because he did lots of other stuff to contribute to winning, but he can't shoot. But in the starting lineup, you can have your shooting guard, your small forward that can shoot. And then we still haven't really gotten to see enough of, I think Sohan's stroke looks much better, but that is crazy. Okay, maybe I need to take the messaging thing off, because there's no way I could have read that. Especially if you put a lot on there. Thanks for the super chat, Larry. He says KJ and Jeremy on the court for about 5 minutes and played awful and is successful and successful at the same time. Chaos ball, love it. 80-2 season income. You just keep changing the number every time we lose. Winning chip. Thank you for the super chat, man. I appreciate the love. I don't think they play that well together, but maybe they'll figure it out. It's just that their roles are so similar, but I would really like that, though. I think that's so if you put Sohan in there, you have him with Wemby. Jeez. Like, that's actually really good defensively and everything. And then, let's see. And then you have your shooting. Yeah, I would be okay with that. And just move Harrison Barnes out of that power forward position. I think that would be pretty good. That's a pretty tough starting lineup just to start off the game, and then you move, obviously, Castle in there. He do his thing. He starts killing them. He destroys people. And how you finish the game, you never know. You know, Castle probably in it to finish it or whatever. Like, and that's fine. I don't really care. I just think that how you set the tone, it could be really nice to have, like, you know, shooters at the shooting guard and small forward position. And then, you know, we still have our defenders, you know, just balance. And with Cornette coming back, I'm really curious of what this team is going to look like, because there's so much depth. But Sohan having to run center hasn't been pretty. He's done his job, but I hate it. It drives me crazy. And I just want him in his natural position. Because, yeah, he's versatile, and that's why they got him, but I don't like it. I don't like him having to run center. So, Cornette runs center, Sohan stay in his power forward position. I think you're going to see a much more successful team, because even when he does get stops, like I said, there's no one to rebound it, you know? So, those are my take. That's my take on this game. Mostly positives, honestly. Pelicans continue to hit their threes. So I think the Spurs just had a hard time guarding it. But, I mean, let's see here. They shot 38. They shot 39%. We shot 35% from three. I don't know. I think that's all I really got. Anything I'm missing? Why does everyone get career highs? Was that Trey Murphy's career high, 41? They needed Trey Murphy. It seemed like Trey Murphy was just playing past his teammates, bro. Like, he was just playing past all of his teammates. It was kind of sad to watch. But I'm so happy the Spurs didn't get Derek Queen. You guys should go back and look at that stream. There was people in the chat, like, saying, we should get Derek Queen. And I was like, no, I don't want Derek Queen. Well, we don't have Harper right now. I think I would reevaluate that. The question is, why do you think Castle should run the second unit instead of Harper? To me, Harper is a steadier hand. I'll have to really think about it. I mean, we don't. That's a crazy thing, isn't it? It feels like we have our whole team back, but we don't, because we just lost one. That's so crazy. This team is gonna be so good, bro. Everyone's healthy, and if you can divide up the splits as far as the minutes are concerned, when everyone's healthy and back, like you're gonna calm down on the injuries. You know, you won't have as many injuries because of it. You'll have depth. You'll get to be as creative as you want. Like, man, that's gonna be nasty. Two more players, because they're gonna get minutes. Like, Dylan Harper and Cornette aren't like, oh, they're not gonna play. Like, you can't play them. You're gonna play them. There's a lot of players on this team you're going to play. You know, the odd men out are kind of like Lindy Waters. He'll be a on occasion basis. Carter Bryant, and the rest of the guys. But everyone else, like, you're gonna play them. I'm sorry, the question. The only thing for me is I just want the starting lineup to be balanced. I think that's the thing. I just want the starting lineup to be balanced. Which, I don't know. At the shooting guard position, shooting guard small forward position, I want you to be able to, like, knock down your threes. Because this game in particular, the Spurs had it in Castle's hands, and he was mostly running it, but it still made it easier because Fox was on the court, period, right? But going forward, maybe in the next few games, when Fox starts, feeling himself and get a little better, he's going to be the facilitator, like the main facilitator, just to be honest. Like, the ball will be in his hands to create for everybody. And once that happens, yes, Castle is going to be better, but I'm just wondering, like, we can get a pretty hot start early if you just say, screw it, Devin Vassell, you're at that shooting guard position, Harrison Barnes is at that small forward position, and so forth. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I don't have any hope that, especially how this team is looking, I don't have any hope that Harper will start, even though I'm cool with it and I'm down for it. It probably won't happen. And I do agree with you. Harper running the unit is great, but I mean, you can have Harper and Castle doing it, and then As long as Castle can be next to a point guard, he's okay. And by the way, guys, this is just my opinion. I don't think that it's wrong not to do this, by the way. Like, by me saying, oh, I would have Castle come off the bench, I don't think it's wrong not to. I don't think it's wrong to have him start or whatever. Like, I think it's fine. It's just my preference as far as, what the type of weapons that Fox can work with. I probably should elaborate on that a little bit. Because I think Fox he'll have Devin Vassell, Harrison Barnes. He has that right now, but you have Devin Vassell, Harrison Barnes. But then you also can utilize Sohan in the pick and roll very well. And obviously you can do it with Vic as well, and you're going to be doing that. But, Sohan, you can use that pick and roll quite a bit because he was the most efficient. I think he was second in the league last season in pick and roll finishes. And, unfortunately, a lot of the guys kind of miss him on some of these cuts and just in general. And I feel like Fox will get some easy buckets, some really easy buckets that way. And with Castle coming off the bench and how good he was last season at that too, I feel like, oh man, like we'll be able to stomp on teams in that context. But yeah, Wemby simply isn't a scorer. Wemby offensively, he's still figuring things out. Yeah, I agree with you. He's just figuring things out. Like, he take advantage when it's there, but teams have kind of found ways to bother him a little bit. He's gotten better, way better from his first 2 seasons, but he's not like a Jokic type go-to. He's not like a Luka go-to right now, right? Like, he's not in that category. He's not an SGA go-to right now. But he'll get there. He'll get there. Clan agrees with me. Yeah, I agree with you. Vic is not like I don't think Vic is like a great offensive player yet. It's just difficult. It's just difficult for him. He's getting a lot of double, triple teams. He's very long, so guys go underneath him to get the ball. It's not easy. But also, I think that it's a little bit the coaching staff's fault as well, because I don't think Vic gets many plays written up for him. And that's something I don't like. Like, Vic does not get plays written up for him that well. If you did more of that, I think that it would help him too. But it's a learning process, and I think as the season goes on, he'll be better and better. But yeah, we still haven't seen. We've seen a really good Vic performance, or a few really good offensive scoring performances, but I'm really looking forward to the version of Victor Wembanyama when the double team comes and it's nothing you can do about it. Like, he always makes the right play, and teams are genuinely concerned about picking their poison. Right now, I don't think they're really that concerned. They're all in on the double team. They're okay with that. They're content with, and that's the thing too, right? Like, they're content with Steph Castle being open for a 3. A guard can come over. He's not really worried. But you move, well, Devin already is a shooting guard, I guess, but you move Harrison Barnes up to the small 4 position. That makes it a little bit more difficult for them, I think. But yeah, that's my take. Good game. Great game. I was happy.